Good evening, half-time at the Etihad Stadium here on Matchday Live, and it is Manchester City 2, Arsenal 0. I've still got a voice, I'm sweating a little bit, but we're winning and it's all good. Kolo, what did you make of that first 45 minutes?
Man City dominate the game, they dominate the first half. Technically, tactically, they're controlling the game. You can see the rhythm for them is just to make passes, wait for Arsenal to drag them down and use the space. Like we were saying before the game, when you get pressed, go over the top, and that's where the first goal come. And this is what City does. They have experience. They know that Arsenal will come press at time, and when they come, they drag them out and use Haaland. You know,
he's been outstanding. As well.
Absolutely, control the ball, set for Bruyne, who just run faster than anybody, and then great goal. Absolutely.
Paul, you've got a smile on your face. You look how I feel. Are you surprised at how dominant City have kind of been, dare I say?
Well, it's a tough one because we spoke before the game about Arsenal and should they change, you know, and Arsenal sort of played how they play with the ball, but they're getting pressed high up the pitch and they've not got the out ball that City have got up to Haaland. So as they're trying to play through, City are catching them out. They're setting little traps for them left, right and centre. And I don't know what I love Zinchenko and what he done for us playing in sort of left back but then coming into midfield. I think City are waiting on them losing the ball, because Saliba's coming out and he's leaving Foden in the middle himself. So if City win the ball back, there's acres of space to go and drive at them. But look, completely dominant. Away from talking about Arsenal, I thought they've been sensational. Erling Haaland holding the ball up, bringing others into play. Top class centre. It's the best I've seen him, actually. His touch, his awareness and everything else, and can say he should have had a few more goals, but he's scored enough this season already, I think. But Kevin De Bruyne, Jack Grealish, every time he's got at Ben White, he's leaving him standing. Just all over the pitch. We talk about individual battles. City have won the individual battles first and foremost, which has allowed them to go and play the football.
Absolutely. Let's look at the key moments of the game. And after a very hot, exciting first 10-12 minutes, it was that man Kevin De Bruyne. And listen, you know what they're talking about in the studio. It was exactly as we described. Stephen, talk us through the goal.
Just world-class stuff from a world-class player. KDB comes alive in these big games, and the quality of that finish, against a team as good as Arsenal, it's just absolutely majestic. The way, great link-up play as well, by the way. I think you were talking before the game about it's almost like relatively direct, to Haaland, who laid it off to KDB, and that's what I love about Kevin. This is why he's going to have a statue outside this ground one day, because he has the quality to be the best player on the pitch in a team with 22 world-class players. That's just how good he is. And he comes alive against Arsenal all the time. And that finish, it made it look easier than it is. He's 20 yards out there, against, as we've seen today, a world-class goalkeeper, Ramsdale, who's kept them in this game. And the quality of that finish is just absolutely remarkable. I'm buzzing, Cal. I'm absolutely buzzing, mate.
It was very similar to the Bayern goal. Yeah. John Stones has got it, and it doesn't look to play out, plays it long. Erling does fantastic with his hold-up play and knocks it off to Kevin. The only difference was Kevin gave Erling it back in Munich, but now he's drove. And actually thought he was going to keep driving and not cut inside, because Gabriel's quick as well.
Absolutely.
And Kevin left him standing there. I don't think people realise how quick Kevin De Bruyne can be when he's on the ball.
So strong.
And then the finish was fantastic.
Absolutely. I'm so surprised when I look Arsenal. You can see Man City back line really high on halfway line, and Arsenal try to still play. Few times they could have played the ball in the space, for runners, for Rosus, for the wingers, for Saka to run in this space. And what had that happened? When you play those balls, even if the goalkeeper get that ball and it's a wrong ball, what will happen? The defense will drop a little bit, and then you can start playing. That's, I think, for me, the difference right now. Pep Guardiola, which is a master of playing the game, making passes, using the long ball. And Arteta, I think for me at the moment, they have to change that. They have to use the speed that they have up front.
Yes.
Play the ball in the space and run, and go for the second ball if possible. Otherwise, you're going to keep making passes, and you're going to a risk where you can lose the ball, and that's what Man City been doing. Get the ball and try to attack.
City's work rate, we spoke off the ball.
Yeah.
Defensively, as a team, they were fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, all over, getting back into their shape, making it so difficult for Arsenal to play how they want to play. Jack Grealish at one point sprinted 50 yards to run back, you know, and Cole knows this better than me. The best players and the best teams in the world work the hardest.
Exactly.
And I think we've seen that today.
Absolutely. It's 1-0, and Kolo, we mentioned it, but Haaland, usually on the score sheet, probably a bit unlucky to say he hasn't taken his chances, but they were tough chances, and he's so close to getting on the score.
So close to get his goal, absolutely. I'm telling you, I was in TV last time. I spot on, you know, said about the way he play, and I compare him to Thierry Henry. And for me, top striker are able, when they don't get providers, to score goals. They can take the ball from far and dribble. And what he's showing me today, I'm very, very impressed. This boy, I'm telling you, this boy got everything. Because Kevin De Bruyne can pass him the ball, but today he didn't have that so many times. But few changes that he created, he took the ball in, attacked the defense.
Didn't he? Yeah.
This is great. This is great, and that's what I'm saying there. I'm saying world-class player there, I'm telling you, because he has all the tricks.
Yeah, there's so many different dimensions to his game that seem to be growing and improving. We get a second goal, you usually think it's him, but it's that man, Johnny Stones. Johnny Stones.
Kel, that was needed.
Yeah. Second. That is the second Premier League goal now for John Stones, and it went to VAR, but we think it was the toe that kept him on. But it was Steven who took us through that one.
Yeah, it was absolutely. He was definitely needed because look, I'm a City fan. I'm anxious even when we're winning, and to be honest, we'd wasted so many chances. When they got a corner towards the end, I was thinking, are they going to equalise here, you know, and undo all that hard work? And that goal was needed, and it was deserved, to be honest. And John Stones right now, I mean, he's in the best form of his career. Everything he touches turns to gold, and obviously the quality of his game, the versatility, the way he's adapted to a midfield role. But he's scoring goals. He's scoring big goals as well. And I never thought it'd be sat here saying John Stones is scoring important goals, but he is. And that's an incredibly good header. It's an incredibly good header. And the keeper could have easily saved that in the format he's in. But that goal, the timing of it was everything. Just before half time, Arsenal could have gone in 1-0 down and gone, yeah, they've missed chances, but we're still in this. Yeah. But that's a dagger to them right now. The timing of that is you could sense it, a little bit of tension from the City fans thinking we're wasting chances here, which is very much like we've done in the past. So that to me was just such a big moment.
Yeah, it really is, and I'm buzzing for John Stones. Again, he's one of those that he's had his critics. Paul, I know you've always spoke so highly of him. Kolo, it's a position you know so well. What is it about has anything you've noticed changed in his game, or does it just feel he's clicked especially the back half of this season?
He's confident. You can feel he's confident. He always had talent. Yeah. You know, I remember I saw him, and we had a game, Leicester against Man City, and I think he was walking past me, and I told him because he was in a tough moment. I told him, you're a good player. You're a very good player. Trust yourself. He always had that quality. He was making silly mistake at times, but you can see now his game, he's playing on his prime. Yeah. You know, he's don't do any mistake, very focused. Yeah. Diaz next to him, fantastic. Akanji there, very good as well. And these guys maintain the team, they control everything. They're strong as a team. And that's why I think, for me, he's in the next level. One of the best defenders in the world for me.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
We're looking just from an Arsenal point of view, as we said, you know, that is a very crucial goal, makes it 2-0. Just got a stat as well through my ear there that Haaland had more touches in the opposition box, 6 touches in their box. Arsenal's entire team have only had 5 touches in our box. They've not had a shot on target. Paul, what do you think Arteta will be saying in the dressing room? What needs to change, and what do we need to be wary of coming into the second half?
Same as the start, especially the 2 wide players. Arsenal haven't been able to get them in the game yet, but they're a real threat. They're top players, but it's a tough one for Mikel. I have to 1-0. That changes 2-0 changes his team talk completely. If they come out and they really go after Man City, it's going to. There's open spaces as it is.
Yeah.
You know, so they've got to be careful. I think. It's an old saying, just stay in the game as long as you can, and hopefully you can nick one, you know, maybe 20, 15 minutes to go.
We know they can do it, so
they're top, and he'll be telling them to believe. He'll be telling them how good players they are. He'll be telling them at the top of the league for a reason. to try and lift them to try and get back in this game. But it's going to be difficult for them.
Yeah, and Stephen, as well, I guess we saw at the end there was in the corner flag, I think it was White and Diaz, there was a bit of a challenge. You could feel the atmosphere and the tension. The atmosphere in the Etihad, by the way, is electric. But I guess, like the fans, the players are going to have to be wary as well as measuring emotions, and making sure that they keep that cool, calm head in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. To be honest, I suspect the experience of this City side as well. I don't think there'll be any concerns, and I wouldn't be surprised if he gets some Arsenal a little bit more in that second half, because their hopes and dreams are currently in front of them being challenged. But I think, to be honest, Pep will look to just calm them down, because there was large parts of this game in the first half where City were keeping the ball, and it felt very much like them scoring Arsenal a little bit, saying, look, we have this quality, we can keep the ball, you've got to come at us. And obviously they took advantage of that space so much. So I reckon second half they'll be keeping it calm, they'll keep it relaxed, they'll play it around a little bit, and probably just take the sting out of the game a tiny bit and try and frustrate Arsenal. Let Arsenal be the ones to get a little bit, a little bit angry, and that'll benefit Man City, because we do have the quality on the counter. That's one thing that's changed about the City side. We are such a good counter-attacking side now. Yes. With De Bruyne and Haaland, the way they get forward, there is going to be a lot of chances in the second half. I just hope they go the City way.
I was really surprised with Diaz's reaction there.
Yes.
That's really dangerous. You win in the game, you're one of the most important player on the pitch, most experienced player on the pitch. You're doing that. If the referee can easily give you a red card, and then the game change.
Yeah. Especially after it being 2-0.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then injury time, there's no need for it whatsoever.
No. I mean, that's just, is it... I mean, I'm an emotional person, as you've seen, Kolo. Is that just players have to get in their own heads? You can't really coach that, can you? You just have to know yourself, I guess. This comes from experience to, measure your emotions, I guess.
Absolutely. I think it's a big game for the players. The emotion is there. Yeah. They're playing against the ex-assistant manager, and Pep is putting a lot of pressure on them to perform. They want to win. They want to win that game. But at the same time, that's why you need your most experienced player to keep the team calm.
Yes.
Because if you are the most experienced, you're really excited. You send the wrong sign there. Keep calm, manage the game, win it, and then go to the next game.
On to the next one. And Paul, from a City point of view, I guess it's much of the same from what we've seen. We know how strong our bench is as well, but at the moment I'm sure Pep will just be saying more of that, please.
He will, and maybe just being, and it sounds crazy, a little bit more clinical with the chances that they're getting. Put the game to bed if you can the next 10-15 minutes of the second half. But with and without the ball, they've been absolutely fantastic. Saying Arsenal maybe not playing that well, I think City haven't allowed Arsenal to play that well.
Yeah. Well, listen, that's it from us here in the studio. Remember, myself, Kolo, Stephen and Paul will be back at full time. I've got my breath back. I'll probably lose it again in the next 10 minutes. Thank you for watching us. Alistair Mann and Andy Morrison, as you know, on the official City app with commentary. We'll be back at full time. The boys are ready to come back out on the pitch. So final thing for me to say, as always, come on, City.